Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moogle Go Round, episode 217. We're back. We're back. Hey.
You got the right intro.
I did for once. Go me.
It must be a good day. It must be a good day.
Well, we've got a lot of things to talk about. We've got a lot of good things to talk about. I hope. I'm hoping these are good things. It really depends on your viewpoint. But how you been, Paul?
I've been good. I have had a busy couple of weeks. I've been looking after my grandmother and my dog while my family have been in America. So I've been doing that. Yes, that's been quite fun.
That's awesome.
But other than that, I'm doing quite well. I'm trying to paint an army ready for my big tournament. Not this weekend, but next weekend. If this comes out when it usually comes out, it'd be that weekend. But yeah, pretty hairy, but we'll get in there. My friends are there; they're all trying to like rush their army and stuff, trying to paint it, get it ready. So yeah,
good to hear.
It's not good to hear because they both work in the NHS. One's a doctor and one does the finances, so they are quite busy. Definitely when it comes to like end of the month stuff with the finances, and then obviously like them NHS. Being a doctor, so so them trying to get out an army ready, but they're looking forward to it, so they're quite excited to come down.
Scalpel, brush.
I'm brushing. Actually, I will be putting some bases on probably after stream.
Nice.
Or I say after stream, after the podcast. So we shall see.
Good to hear. Yeah. I'll be honest, I haven't really
How have you been?
I've been pretty good, thank you. I was in Hull recently, which was a lot of fun. Went to watch Rocky Horror for the first time. Hull was Rocky Horror is good, but man, Hull has a weird smell. Like the whole place of Hull just smelled weird. It was so weird. Like, yeah, why does Hull smell like that? If you ever go to Hull, you'll understand. It was strange. But no, I had fun.
I like that. If you go to Hull,
but I found they had two different Wendy's. I don't know if there was more than that, but I found they had two Wendy's, so I ended up using my time to visit both of them while I was there. If you've got a Wendy's, I will track it down and I will eat there. I will eventually eat every Wendy's in England. Okay, so
I will eat every Wendy's in England. That is for the best thing I've ever heard. There's a Wendy's in England. I will eat there.
So far, I've been to what? Manchester, Leeds, York, Hull, London, Whitby. So yeah, I if you have a Wendy's and I haven't been to your town yet, I will go to your town and I will eat at your Wendy's.
I will eat at your Wendy's. I will find it and I will eat
in Vegas as well. But I'm not going to say I'm going to eat all the American Wendy's. That'd be too difficult. If I won the lottery, I would do it.
Do it.
If I won the lottery, I would. Imagine that as a speech, like, right? I don't know if there's. I've never watched the lottery, but I do. Imagine like going on stage saying that. Like, imagine, the lottery is. So, Mr. Shillaby, you've won £200 million. What's your plans with the money? Well, I plan to go to America and go to each state. And they're like, oh, cool. What do you plan to do? I plan to visit a Wendy's.
No, I plan to visit every single Wendy's in America.
Yeah.
Like, okay, sounds good.
Make sure and if you do stuff like that, though, make sure you balance how much you eat. You don't want to eat too much. I knew that I was going to a couple of Wendy's, so I only had a Frosty at one of them. Like, be
just a Frosty.
Yeah, it was nice. It was warm, so it was all I wanted. My throat was sore. It was, after the Rocky Horror thing.
Yeah.
My throat was sore from like all the singing and cheering, so I was like, okay, I'll pop to the Wendy's, get a Frosty. It's ice cream sort of thing to soothe the throat. So anyway, enough about me talking about Wendy's. We do have some live level stuff to talk about. I don't know if you've watched the trailer at all.
I did not. Again, today I was quite busy, so.
Well, if you want to react to the trailer, or do you just want?
You know what? sure. Let's react to the trailer.
Live reaction
Let me
on
see
the
what
podcast.
I can get this up because it's right here. All right, let me close down my horse game because I've been quite addicted to that. There we go. Right, where is video?
God, I hate.
Do-
I know ads are important, but man, there's so many ads.
Right, okay.
Okay, so if you're watching this
Video.
on the Twitch chat, you'll be able to see it. If you're not watching this and you're listening to the audio version, remember you can go check out the trailer yourself over on YouTube. So yeah. I'll be honest, we do recommend watching it before listening to the rest of the podcast anyway.
Yes, that too. In 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, our character.
Yeah. Science man.
Science, dude. Oh shit. Oh.
By the way, I'm really still hoping we don't have Necron. I'm expecting Necron, but I'm still hoping we don't get him.
The music though.
Oh yeah, there's so much good music in this. I think that's the cosmic exploration stuff. Remember, we're getting another planet.
Yeah. Might have been just a little bit too loud so people can hear you there. There we go.
This is the new treasure dungeon.
Sphere!
Yay, Cryo!
Oh, PvP in a trailer?
Yeah. Here we go. Final Fantasy 11 stuff.
Whoa, that was cool. That's the beast. Hildebrand! Sorry.
I still haven't done any of his in this expansion.
So good.
And this is the deep dungeon.
Dungeon. And you're not in it.
I love how they're doing whatever they can to not show the final boss.
Yeah, the promise of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Fortunately, joining over 30 million adventurers worldwide. No, we're not really at that anymore, but okay.
No. I feel like they've been stuck at 30 million for a while, actually. I feel like that's been that for years. Or is it just me?
Yeah. And it should be going down. Because there's not 30 million no more.
We hope it's not going down, but it is going down. But anyway,
That was interesting.
That was a cool trailer. So yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah. As we saw, there's a new main scenario is always being added. This will be the finale to the Dawn Trail story. By the way, this information is coming from Nova Crystallis. I watched it, but Nova has a good breakdown of all the information. A big shout out to Nova Crystallis for having this all up.
A bit late? You're not late at all, Talon. Don't worry.
That's okay, but welcome back. So my view on the story is the same as my view on every patch story. I'm excited, but I know I'm excited, but it's story. So like it's one of the things that I can't say I'm that hyped for because it's always there. Like I'd be more shocked if they
really
said the next patch. Yeah, it's going down. I don't understand the hate. Sorry, Paul.
No, I cut you off there. What were you saying?
I was just saying the fact that like for me, I can't get too hyped about story because it's like I'd be more shocked if they said there isn't a story. Like it's something I just expect. So yeah,
same. Honestly, that's why because the patches are already split up into main story patches or just a trial or a ultimate patch or always like it'll be split up into these patches where like some will be story patches and some will just be just random content patches. I'm actually caught up with the story.
Same.
Which is weird because sorry, carry on.
So I'm actually more interested in 7.4 just to see what they're actually planning to do after Dawn Trail. Like I didn't. It's not like I dislike Dawn Trail, but I'm just interested to see how they're gonna. Because Dawn Trail is a new start, so they're ending this new start. So I just want to see how they're gonna start a new start after the new start. You understand what I mean? Like I just want to see
new start the new start. Yeah, like because this is going to be the Heaven Sword. If we're going from like new starts when it comes to like a Realm Reborn kind of style, it's like we had a Realm Reborn and then we had like a big atrocity that really like broke the story for us in a sense of feeling. So how are they going to top that for it being? It kind of needs to mean something now.
And we don't exactly have a horse font.
Yeah, we don't have a horse font. We don't have like. Well, we could. You stole her. But she is the golden child. I've kind of like I have a small hope that they might get rid of her, but she is kind of the golden child or the poster child of the game and tech. Because whenever there's a collab with anything, it's always just Stola.
Yeah,
always just Stola. Like look at Dissidia. What did they get for 14? Yes, Stola. What was the big thing for Magic the Gathering? Yes, Stola.
Right. the Magic the Gathering stuff, Final Fantasy was the fastest selling set from what I've heard, or at least one of the fastest selling sets of all time, which is crazy.
Yeah, because the Final Fantasy genre, or not genre, but yeah, the Final Fantasy just one player base of all the Final Fantasy players were like, yes, I need this. I felt sorry for the actual like Magic players, where they're like, I want these cards to actually play with, and then like it just got gobbled up by probably people that don't even play the game. They just liked Final Fantasy because that's a lot of people.
I spent so much money on Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering. Yeah.
So it's like I kind of feel sorry for them because some of their cards and some of their decks are actually pretty decent. I think meta wise, there might be some good ones in there. So I do feel so sorry for the actual Magic of the Gathering player base. But yeah, will it get a reprint? Maybe, but probably not.
It will. It's a standard format, so it'll get.
Okay, cool. It will get.
So it should get reprints. Tan says I got most of the 9 cards. Good choice because that is one of the best games. By the way, oh my god, I know we're going off topic here, but for Famitsu had like this like this article and new artwork of 9, because everyone's been wanting the 9 remake, and they're like, your new memories will be formed, and like they've got new art, they've got new screenshots, and everyone's like, oh my god, they like people wanted a remaster of 9, and they keep teasing it with art and stuff like that. By the way, I hate you, Royal Mail. Sorry. I hate you, Royal Mail. I would have had my VV book. It still hasn't arrived. It was supposed to arrive on Tuesday, and they said I wasn't in. And then Wednesday, they said, okay, well, we're going to send it at 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. And then they said I wasn't in, even though I was. And they also said, okay, how about this, Paul? They said, we're going to deliver your delivery between 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Okay, right? I got a message at 8:50 a.m. We're sorry, but we missed your delivery. Now, I don't know about you, but last I heard, 8:50 is a little earlier than 10. So, yeah. But yeah.
Royal Mail can be. See, Royal Mail haven't actually like fucked me over for a while. I have to admit, with because obviously I get all my Warhammer from another website, and that website carrier is Royal Mail.
Yeah.
So, and I pay for like next day delivery or like 2-day delivery. But I usually do next day delivery because I like it's like what? It's like a $5 extra. It's like £5 to £4 extra, but I want to get it there, so I'm like, okay, cool, I can build it and stuff. But Royal Mail hasn't fucked me over yet. Yeah, it's not.
This was from Japan though, Callan. I bought a book from Japan that it told how Vivi met his grandfather, and it gives Vivi's backstory in a little cartoon book. He imported it from Japan. It's cute. We found out that Vivi got his name because that's how old he is, and because his grandfather was measuring him to see how tall he was, so that he knew when he could eat him. Because his grandfather wanted to eat him. So that Vivi's name is 66 because that's how 6 months and 6 days is how long he's had him for. Hence the name for Vivi 66. I mean, are you really shocked, Talon? Remember, Vivi's grandfather was one of Quana's race, right? Who likes to eat all the time. So anyway, let's get back to Final Fantasy 14, which, by the way, is getting a Final Fantasy 9 style dungeon, which I'm looking forward to. I think I saw some references to 9. I think there was the brothers from 9 as one of the boss fights.
A lot of this is 9, right?
Yeah.
So, obviously, of course, I'll get 9 references. And actually, like me, who's never played 9 and had no clue what 9 is.
You should play 9 at some point.
I should play a Final Fantasy game at some point. You
should.
Unfortunately, I have no fucking space.
I mean, you have enough space for the originals.
How much space do I have right now? Actually, I got 14 gigabytes.
They're on the NES, Paul. They're like 10 meg. I don't know how big they are, but they're not big. Tanner says, I'll buy you 9.
Have 9. So, like,
he has 9.
Do I have 9? No, that's 10. All right, is 9 on Steam?
I mean, probably on Steam. I think it's on Steam.
What's the Roman numerals for 9?
IX.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And I bet you it's like 4 gig. 7 gigabytes.
It is 7 gigs.
Yeah, See, the issue, Talano, I'm enjoying the 9 references, but I do hope that they keep sticking to only references. My issue with a lot of Final Fantasy 14 stuff recently is the fact that they're just pulling stuff from other games. As much as I like this from other games, I don't want 14 to just be other games. I don't mind it here and there. I don't mind references, but the moment you start pulling too much of a plot from the old games, that's when you kind of lose me, because I want 14 to stand on its own. Maybe events and stuff like that, it's fine, but like I don't want entire expansions or stuff like that. Talking about you, Endwalker, that are pulling from old games.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I am excited for the dungeon. We don't know much about the trial, but shock, Paul. You're going to be shocked by this, but once you've beaten the trial, Paul, you unlock an extreme version.
Say it isn't so.
So if you beat the extreme, you will get 2 totems instead of 1, because it's a long one. So.
Oh no! Wait a minute! No, I heard 2 times going to be a long one. I'm like, oh no!
By 30 seconds. We don't know how long exactly seconds. We don't know how long exactly. Also, it's not in here, but I remember Yoshi P talking about the fact that they're thinking about changing how the totem system works, because they think it's a bit outdated. So we'll see if they do anything. So I think he talked about the fact he gets the mount anyway, so he doesn't know why people complain. So 30 seconds would be a long time down the mechanics. I'm hoping it has some cool mechanics. I still haven't done some of the other extremes. My friend has actually helped me through, well, not helped, but has invited me to do extremes with them, which has been a big fun. So big shout out to her and her FC. I'm actually thinking about leaving my FC to join hers, to be honest. She keeps bugging me to join her FC, so I'm really tempted. So I'm just big shout out to Silver. Actually, I met her at a previous fan fest in America as well. We ended up chatting in the past. So yeah, we'll see. And Flatters is sending me DMs about the live letter, even though he doesn't play. Okay, and they're also changing the. Sorry, Karen.
I also like how they this website. Thank you, Nova Crystal.
Yeah,
has done like, oh, this is patch 0.3. This is patch 0.31. This is what you're getting. And with like ETA around 1 month after December 3. I'm like, okay, thank you. Let's carry on. The thing I still need to finish, a Cult Crescent.
And me too, actually, to be honest. I need to finish the relic. I have 1 drop to get, and then I've got my relic weapon. So
I got there, did a little bit of the story, and stopped. Can't remember what I was doing.
I was looking forward to it, but as said, I knew I would never get to do Fort Tower after the way they did it, and that as soon as I worked out I'd never get to do Fort Tower, I kind of lost my interest in doing it. Like,
so how do they do the Fort Tower?
Well, how it is right now until it's been patched a little bit and fixed, but like it would just randomly teleport you in. Imagine. Remember Eureka? You did. I think you did.
Yeah.
Got to the end of Eureka, right?
Yeah.
The end of Eureka, you had to kill an enemy, which was I think the author. It was like the tentacle monster thing. You had to kill that, and then the portals would appear, and then you clicked on the portal. And if you clicked on the portal, you'd be teleported into the dungeon. That's how it worked. People didn't like that because people could then still. No, if you were there and killed it, but it didn't give you a buff, so anyone could click it. So you could, if someone killed it and then someone was next to the portal, technically they could steal your portal and jump in. So people didn't like that, but it wasn't. It was frustrating, but a lot of people understood that it wasn't, polite to do that. So in reality, it didn't really happen as much as people feared, or at least I never really saw as much as people seemed to fear it would happen. Of course, it happened occasionally, but compared to as much as people seemed to talk like it was going to happen, it wasn't that bad. And then they fixed all of that with the second one. What was it called? God damn it! See, this is why I didn't like this one that much. The Battlefield one. You know, the one that was all brown and ugly. Like,
it was a fucking Battlefield.
Yeah, I didn't like.
Bulgarian Arsenal.
No, but that's it. Yeah, that's the raid Bardisian Arsenal.
Oh. Bozja.
Bozja. Yeah. Yeah, Bozja. Thank you, Talon. But I didn't like Bozja that much when it comes to the design. I liked Eureka because of all the different locations. And that's the only reason why I like Occult Crescent, if I'm honest. It's because it's very pretty. If you're grinding somewhere, you need it to look nice. Anyway, Bozja, they fixed that because you had to get a key item and then you registered for the duty and you could register as a group and you went in. And I think you could even queue up in a duty finder. Like, you could just go in as a group. They had fixed all the issues that they had with Eureka. I'm like, good. I know it would be nice if they fixed Eureka, but you make something first. It had some flaws. You go forward. You make it better with the second one. Locations might not be as good in my opinion, but they improved the leveling system. They improved the item system. They improved the queuing. So, most of it was improvements. Auckland Crescent, they decided, well, we improved it last time. Let's make it worse. Let's just make it worse. See, what you do is once you get to a certain level, you can go to an NPC. You can click on the NPC and be like, yeah, I would like the item to go in. Or I think you trade it to him or whatever. Either way, you go to an NPC, talk to him, and then when the certain weather happens and the tower opens, it just randomly teleports people that have accepted the quest from the NPC. So you could have picked up the quest and not even known that you were doing it. You might not have been paying attention. You're like, there's a quest. Click, click, click. Okay, I've done something. And then while you're in there later, you've been teleported to Fort Tower. And everyone else is like, but he's not in our group. Who is that guy? So, that's the issue that Fort Tower had, is the fact that it was easy for people to jump in and steal, even if they didn't want to. Anyway, they're fixing it. Fort Tower is also going from 16 to 24 players. And also you need at least one cipher to get into the tower now. And yeah, also they're buffing the treasure coffers, which is nice because the treasure coffers were probably some of the worst treasure coffers ever. Like, you're like, oh, sweet, I found the gold treasure coffer. It has an old mount and some fireworks. Yay! At least with the last ones, they had ridiculous amount of gil in it, so it didn't matter if you got nothing. But yeah, no. They're fixing a lot of Opulent Crescent. And that they've done some emergency maintenance already on that. So I'm excited.
Oh, we're also going to see the new field exploration of the South Horn.
Yes.
We are there where people can enter. Is that just the new fix?
That's the fix. The new field exploration will not be until 7.5. I think it was.
Maybe got a long time. Cool. But then we've got the second of the 3 Alliance raids, the Echoes of Vandalil, collaboration with Final Fantasy 11, will be available. The Sand or Dryon, the second walk.
Sandoria.
I'll butcher it. Don't mind me. Don't. I'll keep butchering stuff. But we've got that coming. I enjoyed the first one. I enjoyed the small child with punchy things. I think she was really weird.
We can get that as an outfit, by the way. We can get her outfit.
Right? Yeah, it's coming in the next update.
Yes, Sandoria. Okay, I will start with some disappointment. They showed off Sandoria. They showed off, went into Sandoria, and it doesn't have the Sandoria music. It has the music for Ronfahr, which is fine because they showed the fact you're not, as much as they called it Sandoria the Second Walk, unless we go back there, I don't know why it's called that, because because the OCP, as always, shows part of the raid. Unless there's he skipped a bit of it and I didn't pay attention, I missed it. He literally goes into Sandoria, walks forward, turns left, and then he's out. So I don't know why we start there. Maybe we go back there, maybe. But the trailer showed a couple of fights. We showed the fact that we're fighting some Zealots. And we showed the fact that we're also fighting Proto Omega and Proto Ultima. That is the robot things. And in the live there itself, we got to see Kieran. Now, you don't know how important that is, but Kieran was the first end game boss. I don't think he was in the okay. This is why it's a bit confusing for Japanese players. I don't think he was in the base game. So for Japanese players, he really wasn't the first end game boss, because what happened was Final Fantasy 11 took so long, Paul, to come out outside of Japan that when it came to America, it actually included the first expansion pack with the release of the game because it took that long to come out to America. And in fact, it took so long to come out to Europe that we actually got it with the second expansion pack. I'd actually paid to import it for America because I didn't want to wait. But yeah, Kieran was okay. I like the fact that they've changed the model. I don't know if you've scrolled down to see it. They've made him look a little bit different, which I like, because my issue with I loved Kieran, but the issue with Kieran, Paul, you know what the issue was?
What was the issue?
He was just a literal manticore model that you could find anywhere in the world. Like, they hadn't made this god of gods. Like, this is supposed to be the god, like, no, I wouldn't say the god of the world, but like he was like the god of gods in the game at the time, right? That no, in story-wise that we know about, and he was just a generic model of an enemy that you could find just out on the field because they hadn't put the money into actually making a new model. They just had a random manticore as the god, which looking back is kind of funny, but it's like you fought Bayako, Sirio, Genbu, Suzaku, all 4 of the smaller gods, all had their own unique models and attacks and stuff like that. And then once you beat all the previous gods, you go fight the strongest god, and it's just some random enemy that you could have found while walking around.
A random manticore.
Yeah.
All right. I knew it was you all along, you fucking manticore bastard.
But
I knew your race was behind this.
I will like the fact that during the fight, he would summon mini versions of the 4 gods that you would have to fight. Like, they still had the same abilities, and it would actually still do the same amount of damage. They just had a lot smaller health pool. Imagine shadow clones from Naruto, basically. So, Kieran would summon those, and I don't know if you have to fight them at all in this, but they showed the fact that one of the mechanics that Kieran does, he summons Siryu, and they're the actual Siryu, the 4 lords that we fight in 14. So I think that's cool. So I'm excited for Kieran, and I'm excited to actually fight him for once. Like, look, I've told this story many times, but I was a monk in 11, and okay, Paul, in 11, the melee system is the fact that you have to build up something called TP. Remember TP? That's from 11, technically. Yep. You would build up TP by getting hit or by doing damage. So if you hit someone, you would gain TP. Each job had a specific amount of TP that you'd gain per hit. Based like if you had a slower weapon, you would gain more TP per hit, but of course you're attacking slower, so it builds up about the same, depending on your weapon, of course. You could have effects that would increase how much TP, blah blah blah, but base TP would be, and then as I was a monk, I would get smaller amounts of TP, but I hit faster, so I would, you might get 24 TP, I would get 12 TP, but I might hit 2 times before you hit your 1 time, sort of thing. So you would build up about the same. But the issue is, because I'm hitting faster, and because, as I said before, if you get hit, you gain TP. That is also how the enemies worked in 11. Enemies in 11, unless they're a spellback caster, also had a TP system where they'd have to get to a certain amount of TP before they can use an ability. That's how every enemy worked. With physical-based attacks, anyway. You'd have your auto-attack, but actual abilities. So the issue with Monk was the fact that Monk and Ninja, but mainly Monk, because Monks could hit more times than Ninja. And Ninja had spells as well. They just... ninjas had spells, but only rich people could do that. You had to be rich, Paul.
Hell yeah, had to be rich to play Ninja.
Because every spell you used as Ninja consumed an item.
Oh.
So, and each spell had their own item as well, by the way. It's not just like, you consumed it. No, each individual spell consumed the... So not only do you have to be rich, you have to make sure that your inventory was open, because until they eventually made it so that you could stack like all the stacks together. But before that change, you had to have like Yeah. You're like, I can't carry armor. I'm sorry. I've got all my ninja tools. But anyway, talking about TP and Kieran, the issue with Monk was the fact that we hit so fast that Kieran had a load of abilities that did a lot of damage. So we weren't allowed to actually attack Kieran as Monk. Our job as Monk was to sit in the corner and every 3 minutes use our ranged attack. That was all we were allowed to do because our ranged attack didn't do much, actually stop the enemy from getting TP. So our job was to sit in the corner, hit boost is an ability that we had that increased the damage of our next attack. But boost had I can't remember how long it was exactly. I think it was like a 40-second window. So you hit boost and you got 40 seconds to do your next attack. But boost itself had a 5-second cooldown or something like that. So you could use multiple boosts to boost up your next attack, if you understand what I mean. Like, you have to do it before it fell off, but like you could keep using boost and it would keep increasing the damage of your next time until the timer fell off. So our job was to sit in the corner, hit boost, 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 run in, hit him with Chi Blast, then run back out again. And then sit in our corner until Chi Blast was ready again, and then boost up again. That was Monk in the Kieran fight. While everyone else is running around, like the tank had to wait because the boss had to summon the enemies. He had to stand still to summon, right? That was it because it had a cast time. So the tank's job was to provoke, because unlike 14, provoke just gives you a load of immy. Like it's not like 14's provoke where you gain max. In 11, you just spam provoke to keep hate. That was the main ability. So your main job as a tank was to hit provoke and run around in the circle for 20 minutes. You just run around in a circle for around 20 minutes while the ranged attackers would attack Kieran, and maybe a samurai or two will come in and skill chain the boss when meditate's up. And I, of course, will run in and do Chi Blast. But the average strategy was just run in a circle for about 20 minutes. That was your job as tank.
That sounds fun. Just run in a circle. I wouldn't mind that job.
Yeah. So, depending on, of course, your gear and the level, of course, I'm sure it's a lot faster now. But yeah, Kieran was a lot of fun. Now, Proto, Omega, and Ultima, that fight, people joke about story fights being too hard, Paul. They never experienced 11. I remember the fact that I was stuck on a story trial in 11 for about a month and a half because I couldn't find anyone that could help me beat it because it was so difficult that people were rage quitting the game over story content. That's how difficult those fights were. So, and that's why when I saw the fact that we were on the airship and I'm just having flashbacks to the airship fights, and I'm like, oh God, no. At first until I think it was Mr. Happy pointed out. At first, I thought it was the Dem Holler and me boss, which again, they were quite scary back in the day. Like was it Holler? I think it was Holler. I might be wrong. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. If you play 11 and I got this wrong, I think it was Holler boss. But how about this as a strat for a boss fight, Paul? What you do, right, is you go into the fight, okay, and you poison yourself.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Because the boss would spam AoE sleep. So what you would do is you'd poison yourself so that way it couldn't sleep you because you would take damage over time. So, and also it also did a really powerful poison. But if you poisoned yourself before it did the poison, it couldn't apply the poison because you're already poisoned. So you poisoned yourself so that you would apply a damage over time that was less than the damage over time that the boss would give you. If you understand what I mean.
Smart.
So, but still, I'm excited for I'll be honest, I'm more excited for the Alliance raid than I am most. Originally, still most of the content, but I'll be honest, not gonna lie, most of the content in this patch I've not been that hyped for until I saw some of it, and they've actually sold me on some of it. So yeah, is there anything you want to ask about this raid before we move on to anything else, or did I talk too much? I'm sorry.
You talked way too much about Final Fantasy 11, where I was just sitting there and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, and the monk boss. The monk AF boss is one of the fights that we get to fight at the start. So
Oh, that's cool. Switching back to Monk, are we?
And they add in the Dancer AF from 11 as well, which is cool. So yeah, I'm excited to fight Kieran. I'm hoping it's kind of challenging because the fight was always kind of challenging. I'm excited to fight the Zillets. We should have Em on to talk about that because I know she's excited for that. I'm just excited in general for this. This is the thing I'm excited for the most. I still hope. I'm still praying.
You got the wrong guy for that one.
And there's good. They've also changed. Also, I don't know if this will be for the future, but they're now changing how the music drops as well. Now, the music won't be subject to a weekly reward limit, which I didn't think they were. I didn't know they were subject to the weekly limit. Anyway, now the boss will drop. The second boss will drop free music. The third boss will also drop free music, and then the final boss will also drop 6. So there's a lot of music coming from this. So, and they said the fact that a lot of players were eager to collect it out of nostalgia, so they want to make it easier for people to get. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm still hoping that 7.5, aka the final Alliance raid, will have Promethea, because that is what I'm excited for the most, because that fight is beautiful, and I want to see it made in HD. I don't know if Talon has had any experience with this game at all, but I am excited for this. The Alliance raid is until we saw more about the Deep Dungeon, which we'll talk about in a bit. The Alliance raid was pretty much the only thing I was excited for this entire patch, apart from maybe the PvP. But anyway, talk about PvP. We've now got what looks like an area in Final Fantasy X, the Bayside Battleground.
That boy looked like Cost of the Soul.
It does look a bit like Costa del Sol. But yeah, I was still expecting like a giant whale to pop out or something like that to it. Like, it's kind of sad that there's no like environmental things, but I guess it's a lot more basic, which is good as well. I want to get Brian on to talk about this once it's out, or maybe John is dead, or maybe another PvP. This next PvP, I want to actually give it a shot. Nice, Talon. Good luck. I want to eventually give it a shot too myself. I want to get higher than gold at one point. But yeah, no, I'm excited to try this new map out. Thoughts on this map, Paul?
That is cool. It was summary.
Yeah. So yeah, the fact that it's weird that Yoshi P was playing a Dragoon as well. So
because the Dragoon is the easiest to play.
We're getting a new treasure hunt. The dungeon looks interesting, and there's like this weird gambling where you have to spin a wheel, and if you get the same ones, you move on. So I haven't done a treasure map in forever. I'm excited. I want to do this. I need money.
I like that. Well, if you join your friends FC, you can do some treasure maps.
Yeah, I look. The person that like creepy person that lived next to my house.
Yeah,
they've lost their house. Both of them have lost their house. So
then come back.
I kind of want to buy his house. So
because I think what is it? Oh my god! I know. I was looking at Twitter. I think it was like Arthur and like Xeno were talking about how there's like so many new housing spots that are available, where it's like nobody has come back, or the person just hasn't continued their sub, and so the house is gone.
Yeah, there's a lot of open plots. It's crazy. And then I tweeted out, "Can I get 8 million gil from someone?" Because that's how short I'm from a medium. Someone actually responded, but I felt bad taking it, so I didn't. But thank you to the person that offered. So yeah, though I might, depending. We'll see. Talon says, "Oh, I'm not looking forward to the rewards for PvP. The street clothes is not my jam." Okay, I liked them the first time, but I don't need. We've had enough of them recently that I don't need more of them. So I'll probably go for it. I also need to finish the current PvP map thing to get the current reward. To be honest,
some of these outfits are really nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I want the dancer outfit, of course, because it's cute. I want the push outfit. Most of these are from 11, so I'm excited for that.
No.
Oh my god, I like the weird groom outfit. That's what I want. You know, the suit.
Yeah.
Like an updated version of the wedding attire, in my opinion. I really hope that's not on the Mog Station, or wherever it's Square Enix Store, whatever it's called now. I swear the last one looks very Blue Mage. So
yeah, it does look quite Blue Mage, doesn't it?
Yeah. Maybe we're getting. Nah, they would have said about Blue Mage if there was. So yeah, there's a lot of this stuff I would like. The outfits. I know some of them come from the treasure dungeon. Some of it will probably come from PvP. Some of it will come from the raid. So, and some of it will come from the deep dungeon. Now, this is where I found it funny. Yoshi P had mentioned, we're going to skip a few things here quickly, but Yoshi P mentioned a few times that they plan to not have an ultimate in the 0.3 patch. They said there's going to be no ultimate, right? Then we found out that if you beat floor 100, you can then enter a special version of the fight, which is basically called the Quantum version, which is a 4-player ultimate. So it's going to be ultimate level difficulty for the hard. Kind of. Okay. I don't know if you saw anything about the Deep Dungeon stuff.
I know it's an Endwalker. It's an Endwalker one.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
We'll start from the beginning. You'll be one of the good things is now they're adding a lot more checkpoints, which is nice. You can now have. There's now what is it? You start T1, then you can start 21, 31, 51, 71. So if you wipe, you've got a lot more checkpoints than you do normally. There's also going to be items you can exchange for rewards, which is good. I don't think we know exactly what the rewards are yet. I will say, I dislike the fact that they showed the final boss. I thought that they should keep that secret. I don't mind them mentioning it, but I found it weird that they showcased it. Like I wish they would have just kept that secret. Like imagine if we'd known about Edda. That Also, the final boss is on floor 99. 100 is just as always a G-post area. So once you get to floor 100, it's just an area for you to take pictures on. Like how in Palace of the Dead, you get that bench. So once you've beaten it, you then unlock a special version where you can then increase the stats of the boss. So you've got a choice of physical damage, light damage, dark damage, fire damage, and maximum HP. You can increase whatever stats you want by different amounts, and then depending on how much you increase, the boss will become more and more difficult. You could just increase the maximum health and not increase anything else. Or, as Yoshi P said, if you want to be crazy enough, you can increase all of them, and then the boss will be basically the equivalent of an ultimate. So,
do we get anything for doing that?
Yeah, they said that the amount of rewards you get will be increased by the difficulty level. So the harder you get, the more rewards. Also, you will need to trade in items to get into the fight. You'll get 40, I think it was, from beating you get 40 of the item for beating it, and it costs 20 to get in. So, but he also said the fact that if you do lose the fight, you don't lose the offering. So if let's just say you offer stuff and you get into the fight, you lose it, you get all your items back that you traded in, so you can repeat it without having to do everything again. Just if you win, you just can't do it. You'd have to eventually do floor 99 again. Or you can buy it from. I think he said you can buy it from the market board as well, or you can also get it from random rewards in Deep Dungeon as well. So there's multiple ways to get the item.
Some money ideas. Make some money.
Yeah. So there'll be a lot of Deep Dungeon is a lot of good. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to. I haven't actually soloed a Deep Dungeon before, and with how they've discussed this dungeon, I kind of want to attempt it on day one. Would chat like that? Would chat like if I go live at the start of whenever this comes out, depending on date and time, of course. Like depending on date and time.
It's going to be a Tuesday.
Yeah, but what Tuesday? We don't know exactly.
A Tuesday.
It'll be a specific Tuesday sometime between now and its release date. So
it would be in around 2 months, according to the website. It'll be patch 7.35.
The patch is on the 5th, so that would be October 14th.
I mean, if that's 2 months, yeah.
Well, October 7th will be exactly 2 months, but it depends on if it's either October 7th or October 14th. So, and funny enough, I think that's the day I'm busy. Out of all the days.
Of all the days. Well, chat, you're not going to be seeing it.
No, it's October 5th. Never mind, I think.
Sorry, chat, you won't be seeing it. Sorry, chat.
You
have to hope for the best.
I have it booked. I have it on my phone, actually. 1 second. Oh, no, it's October 12th. I'm busy. Okay, so yeah.
So no, guys, the whole of the week.
Yeah. I've got tickets to go see Flow, so I'm excited. Flow. They did the intro for Naruto.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I still find funny when I bought the VIP tickets, even though I didn't know what they were. I'm like, you know what, screw it, I'll just buy them. And then when I Googled what are the, I bought the VIP tickets and tweeted out saying, oh my God, I got VIP tickets to Flow. And then after that, I Googled, what are the VIP tickets? They didn't say on the website. And I Googled, what are the VIP tickets for the band Flow? And the fourth result was my tweet asking that I got the tickets. Okay, thanks, Google. That didn't help me.
Thank
Anyway,
you, Google.
I'm excited for this Deep Dungeon. I might stream it. I kind of want to. So I've not. Also, I just got a warning that my free space is low. God damn it. I'm hoping that this is okay. Anyway, Paul, while I look at stuff, do you mind talking?
Okay, so I'm quite interested in that. Though I'm looking at it, a spread out of 2-3 month-ish of content. Obviously, the thing I'm really looking forward to is the Allied Society quest between the Yokahul, which is the crafting-based jobs, which I feel like we should really get that first, but because a lot of people just have done those already. So that'll be in 2 months. That'll be with this. So that's with the Deep Dungeon patch, along with the inconvenience of the further Hildebrand adventures. Side quest will continue, which I'm really hoping for because it's really good. Apparently, after patch 0.3 series, there's a new variant of showing Donnie will be added in 7.4 series, which applies a new principle of Yoshida described during the Deep Dungeon segment broadcast. That'd be cool. And the limitation on the maximum amount of items placed indoors for houses will be increased. The team was almost done with the update, but could not make it for the 7.3 series deadline. So that's pretty cool. I don't mind that at all. That's pretty dope.
But yeah, no, about the Allied stuff, yeah. And because the fact that most people have also got their job, I like the fact that the Deep Dungeon's coming out, but a lot of people have already maxed out their jobs by now. So it's kind of weird. I wish the Deep Dungeon had been earlier, so that people would have been able to use it to level up.
Yeah.
So, like, either that, or as you said, they should have pushed the job leveling. They should have pushed the job leveling tribe to now. So this job level society tribe till now, because by having it before, people could use that to level up as well. So, Talon said, "I'm excited for the Deep Dungeon." Well, maybe we can team up at some point, Talon. That'd be nice. So yeah. Also, I think you can matchmake with this. I think you can matchmake this Deep Dungeon as well. So, which is good. Awesome, Talon. Okay, we'll chat closer to the date, but that's awesome. I never used Deep Dungeons to level save for Ninja back in Stormblood. I used it a little bit when it came out of Rumbleborn. We can get a 4-man static going for. Yep. Well, no, because Paul, unless you mean we want Paul to join, Paul doesn't play on NA anymore. Unless we all jump to Oceania. We could do that, I guess.
I asked ping.
Yeah, but then we all have bad ping, so it's balanced.
Also, 7.31. Well, obviously the new Cosmic Exploration Star.
Yeah.
And the new Weapon Enchantment Quest with the Phantom Weapon.
Yeah. Well, it's more that there's not that Paul hates you. The fact Paul likes you, Talon. It's more the fact he doesn't play on NA. He's smart, plays
left
on
NA
EU.
when the NA turned its back on me.
So yeah. Also, as someone that is always complaining about not noticing the cast bars, I do like they're doing a change to the cast bars, Paul. I don't know if you know about this, but now the cast bar will actually be underneath the boss's name as well. So you got your HP bar. You also have a cast bar underneath it as well. This will be on by default, but you can turn it off if you want to. I like that change though. I really like that. So yeah, it makes the UI even less messy. Anything like that's good. So yes, we talked about the PvP. There's a load of new PvP stuff coming out. That we talked about the treasure hunt dungeon. We talked about the Deep Dungeon. I talked way too much about the Alliance raid. Oh, Paul, something I never thought I'd ever say in my life. I never thought I'd able to say this in my entire Final Fantasy 14 life. Well, I'm sure I probably said it at least once, but I never thought I'd be able to say it in something current. Do you know what's going to be changed and made usable in 7.3 in certain instances?
Only in certain instances. What?
Phoenix Downs.
Oh.
Phoenix Downs will now be able to be used in deep dungeon, instance dungeons, treasure dungeons, guild heists, 4-player trials, and variant dungeons. So yes.
Oh, what about raids? Oh, use the raids.
What I mean by that is the fact that you know how you can't use a Phoenix Down in battle.
Yep.
They're making it so that you can use Phoenix Downs in battle while in these locations, and they'll stack up to 999 times. So,
great!
But they will have a 360-second cooldown, so you can't just spam them. But that's still cool. The fact that they're actually been after 10 years that you can finally start using your Phoenix Downs. Also, there'll be a vendor that sells them as well.
Finally, you can start using them.
Yeah. They're also adding some new stuff to G-Pose, like a portrait mode. They're adding some new pro features. They're adding some voice liners for Mahjong. Maybe we'll get Vegan Pete back because he liked Mahjong. They're going to get Book Lamont, Conan, and Bako Jaja will be getting voice lines for Mahjong. There'll be a new wide and maximum where you can increase the range of NPCs and monsters on the map. But this won't affect the maximum amount of players visible. I don't see why you would bother, but yeah. Also, chat bubbles are finally being added. Chat bubbles can't be used in battle or in raids, but they will be off by default and you can turn them on. There's a lot of different ways you can customize the chat bubble as well. So I
don't want to see someone's fucking macro like mid-raid, like doing a raise macro that's like 20 years long.
You joke, but
I know someone that has that.
You joke, but I think that's one of the things Yoshi P actually mentioned during the actual live letter of why they didn't bother doing it. Yeah. As an example, they cited as a potential situation where a player demands another to use text macros for certain sections in combat. So yeah, that's literally why they said that. Yeah. So
I mean, it would be good because I can see like my friend on like the other side, like left bait. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. So like looking down at my chat. Yeah. That would be nice. But yeah.
So yeah.
Also
bubbles. Also remember this will be off by default. So
remember my fellow Vieras and fellow Hrothgars. We will be getting some hats.
Yeah.
We'll get expanded headgear support. And Vieira's ears will be taken.
Yeah. By the way, someone joked about the fact that if you take off your hats, your ears, you can't hear, right? And they even made a comment about that during the live. Like they were thinking about that as a feature, but they decided not to.
I take my ears off and I can't fucking hear shit.
We're also getting a new Pride mount, the leaf rainbow thing. This weird, I don't know what the hell that is. It's cool looking. We're also getting a science surfboard.
Also, bangs will now also be displayed when wearing hood type gear.
Yeah.
We like our bangs.
We get a chandelier mount. And Paul, as a raider, you're going to like this. You know what we're getting?
Oh no, I've already seen shit on this. Fucking Yan! Fucking Yan!
Yeah. Yan mount. So, I
fucking Yan.
So cute though. Another Pharmacy 9 reference, by the way. That's a Pharmacy 9 enemy. Friend. Well, it's a friendly animal.
Yan. No, it fucking ain't. That ain't no fucking friendly animal.
Well, if you attack it, it's not a friendly animal. Basically,
but it attacks us first. It comes onto the battlefield looking for blood. It sees your blood. It senses your blood.
I think it was one of the friendly monsters, or am I? I'm gonna
definitely confused.
Double check.
It's not friendly.
Yep.
It's not friendly. From a raider's point of view, it's not friendly.
No, yeah, it was the final one. Okay, so you had the friendly monsters. You had the Moo. He was after a ore, and then he's like, "If you see my friend Mr. Ghost, tell him I said hi." And then if you find the ghost, you have to give it an ore. By the way, you could attack them, and they would do a lot of damage. But if you give them what they asked for, they would give you like how the system in 9 works is the fact that you could equip if you equip gear, Paul, it had stats, right, abilities. But you also had a second level in the system in 9, so you would get something called AP, and as you defeated enemies, you would get XP and AP. And if you level up a piece of armor, once you've leveled the armor up, you could then remove the armor and you'd still have the ability.
Nice.
So if you mastered the armor, you would then keep the ability after you've unequipped. You'd still have to use points to use the ability, but like that way you could like switch. Yeah, if you had an old piece of armor that had a good ability, but the new piece of armor had better stats, you could level up the old one, get the ability, and switch to the new stats, sort of thing. Anyway, the friendly monsters give you a load of AP, is all I'm going to say. So you meet the ghost. The ghost is like, give me an ore. And you talk to the ladybug. Ladybug sends you to a yay. Eventually, though, you find the Yan on Vile Island. And he asks you for a diamond. So yeah, the Yan was
it
the final.
is very fucking vile. Yeah, we all know that the Yans are fucking vile.
I'm looking, it gave you a Rosetta ring if you actually did that. And it was a really good ring. So
Nice.
it would absorb fire. And it would give you a ton of stats.
Fire! Right, anything else? Yeah. What's left? We're not going to talk about merchandise because meh.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no inkling about FanFest.
Yeah, nothing.
Which, yeah.
I've warned people that I'm expecting FanFest might have been cancelled. It feels like it.
Does feel like it.
We normally get FanFest details later on, but like, it feels like normally we would get the FanFest information during 7.3. Like 7.3 part 1, as I said, we normally get a teaser, and everyone said no we don't. And I'm like, yeah, we do. We normally get like we don't get like the details of FanFest, but they kind of like they always mention it. And then part 2 of 7.3, they sort of they don't announce they announce the windows. If you understand what I mean? They'll be like, oh, FanFest is happening, and it's happening in I'm gonna by the way, I have no idea, but like I'm just saying this. But they'll be like, oh, it's happening in Germany, America, in Vegas, and Japan. And it'll probably go America, Germany, Japan, because America gets shafted with FanFest every time. So America
it's going to be November 29th, and then December 30th.
Yeah.
And then February 7th. Is
that when you're saying FanFest is going to be?
Yeah.
Well, they would have to announce it now for that. Because they normally give 9 months, like, warning. So, and that's why I said, like, we might get some details in September and October because they often announce it then. But I'm still worried about it because FanFest, although it has its flaws, is a good way for people that enjoy the game to go out and meet people that enjoy the game as well. Like, as Paul said, as Paul's been to one, like, me and you are both socially awkward when we're out, and we both don't really like big crowds. At least I know I don't. I'm sorry for just bring you into that, but like I'm not a big fan of big crowds.
I don't like big crowds.
But the benefit of FanFest is the fact that you know you're going to a location where there's going to be a lot of people that are just like you or have a similar situation as you do. And although you're still going to be nervous because, it's still scary, you can rely on the fact that there's a lot of people that have the same thoughts and feelings that you're having. And that's one of the benefits and the reason why I like FanFest is because you're all there to experience and talk about something you enjoy. And a lot of people, like, it's one of the few big events that I go to. And so it's I really hope it's not getting cancelled. I really hope it's still a thing because it's a shame for the game and the community if it doesn't happen. I can tell you now, if it doesn't happen, there's a huge chance it's never happening again. Like, I feel like once it gets cancelled once, then it's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I mean, nah. I think they might just go to virtual ones. Because remember, like, the last FanFest was like the 10 year? Was it 10 year? Like, the one we went to was like the 10-year anniversary, right? Right? It was an anniversary or something. So they might just stop at that and be like, nah, we did 10 years now, we're probably going to stop here. It's costing us too much money to keep alive. But it can be highly doubted, like it possibly can. It could possibly be like, yeah, no, we did the 10-year, we're not doing it again, we're just going to do a virtual one these times now. So, yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. The Squatter has been on the rise for several months now. I'll be shocked if they cancel it. If they do, it'd be such a kick in the pants. But remember, like, most of the stuff for Final Fantasy goes into the other game. It goes into the new games and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, should be interesting. But I don't know. Not hearing about anything right now is kind of like, But they might be trying to, like, egg it out a little bit to make it on a better schedule for them to do it. So, yeah. Because obviously we haven't even started, like, the new story going into the new expansion yet. We're still trying to finish off this expansion. So maybe it's going to try and, like, air it out a little bit. And then when we start doing we're going to go to this expansion, or we're starting to do the story going into this expansion, then maybe we're like, oh, yeah, so we're going to do it here, here, and here. Actually, it might be even be just in the 2026 where they'll be like, okay, it's going to be, I don't know, March 26th for the next one. And then after that, it'll be April, then May, and then the game comes out in, like, July. Or the expansion comes out in July 2026. You know, they could do that. Who knows? Because then it would be like, hey, this is just a better time frame now because it's still in the summer. So, yeah. Sorry, I just keep eating these caramel M&Ms that my mum got me from New York. And they're fucking amazing. And they come in with a really cool too. I'm going to stop eating them. I do think we have just lost Chili completely.
It helps I've been muted and talking to myself.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
So anyway, what I was going to say is the fact that I feel like we're going to I think that's it for the podcast this week. And we'll be back.
What were you saying when you were muted? We're giving a whole conversation about
it. The worst part is you responded to my... everything I was saying, you basically responded as well, somehow. But no, I was just talking about the fact that, like, I thought I was expecting it was going to be 2027 for the expansion at this rate. And that scares me. That's the case.
Why does that scare you?
Because if patch 7.4 is end of December, early January, depending, because I know they're having their Christmas break, so they might drop it early January, or they might drop it middle of December. Let's just say the best bet is middle of December. Then that would mean patch 7.5 would be June, right? And then there's normally a biggish gap between June and the expansion. So unless they drop the expansion in September, which is a possibility, they don't want to drop expansions during winter. They delayed Endwalker. Remember? No, was it Endwalker or was it Dawntrail? They delayed one of the expansions because it was going to release in winter. And they said that they don't want to release stuff in the winter time. They've said that. They said that.
But, but they release fucking raid tiers in the fucking winter. Yeah. Great fucking things, Square. I would rather have an expansion in winter times than a raid tier at winter time.
But then, if let's just say they go do that, that means that there's a chance that the expansion might not drop till March earliest, right? Because January and February is still
2017 or 2027.
Yeah. So that would mean we would then have to wait from August, because remember the patch will be split, because remember the 0.5 patch is normally too big for one patch. Remember they always split the 0.5 to 2 patches.
Yeah.
So let's just say the last bit of content is August, based on guest work. That would mean you would then have to wait from August 2026 until March minimum of 2027. That is August, September, October, November, December, January, February. That is 8 months, nearly an entire year without any content.
I think the only thing that would keep players, if the story was really fucking good, that people would actually come back for. Because remember, we've been losing a lot of player base,
and that's because the patch content isn't what people want, or they're adding patch content that people want. But the problem is they're spreading patch content out so much that people are stopping playing because they're not getting the content they want. And by the time the content that comes out that they want, they've already started playing other games and they've lost interest. Like I agree with Yoshi P. It's fine going off and playing other games, but the issue is if you keep having people go off and play other games, eventually they might go off and play something that they might not come back because they've gone off and played something that they they liked, and they found, oh, this is scratching the itch that 14 used to do. I guess I won't be playing 14 anymore. And you can bring back the content you want, but if you've scared them off once, that's not too bad. But if you repeatedly scare people off, you're eventually going to start losing people. So, and I don't want that to happen. I enjoy 14, and I don't want to see that happen.
I mean, again, like I'm going to be going back to WoW. Now, it's not saying that I'm going to stop playing 14. It's more like I'm going back to raiding WoW on the weekdays, and on the weekend I'm playing 14. I'm still raiding. I'm still raiding with, the OG Team DC. Well, not the OG Team DC.
But the thing
I'm still raiding. It's not content.
But the thing is, though, that's the thing. If you
if I went raiding, I don't know what the fuck I'll be doing. Maybe I'd be doing crafting. Maybe I'd be trying to play content. But I'd probably be playing other games. I'll probably be playing another, like, a Final Fantasy game. I'd probably be playing, like, 9 or, like, 10 in 10-2. Or fucking 7. That's what I would be doing.
By the way,
because one, I do want to play. Oh, there we go. Yep.
Because people are going back to play it, because of the Alliance raid coming up. They've had to make a server announcement because certain servers were actually reaching capacity, so they've had to shut down new player creation.
Oh no.
How things are going crazy when a game from 20 years ago has to announce the fact that they're having to stop new player characters because they're getting too many. You want to be 14, you want to be the one saying that, not Final Fantasy 11. Yeah. Like, I love 11, and I'll give it credit.
It did once. It did say, like, some servers had like...
Yeah, that was just Balmong because everyone's had sticky floors.
No, that was Balmong, that was Sergeant Tannis, that was, like, the raiding servers and stuff like that. But, yeah, the more you joke about it, but obviously there were others as well that are more up there, like, because obviously they had content creators on there and stuff like that. And I know when...
I think Ultros was one of them as well.
Yeah, because they had, was it Asmongold was on Ultros, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you also had the one where Iron Mouse and CWBA also came on. Like that server got absolutely flooded.
Yeah.
So I was like, it happens, but
yeah,
with obviously people going back to 11 and saying, "Oh, there's a lot more player base now." What the fuck type stuff? Then you're like, "Okay, yeah, we have a problem."
Yeah.
But hopefully, the next couple of patches will do it justice. Hopefully, they end this story kind of cool, and then the new story will start bringing people in. Again, I will keep playing 14 because I do enjoy it. I do enjoy when a new expansion comes out and me and Chille sit here and play it together. Like,
yes,
that's a lot of fun. And probably maybe we'll get some like new stuff for it. Who knows? I may even get Rinny and her husband involved. I don't know. Because Rinny actually does want to actually play the game and play the raid. It's just that her husband is not really feeling that, which is understandable, because they're not like they're not story people. They skip story. They are story skippers. They do not give two shits about the Final Fantasy story. They just want to play, get to end game, try out the gearing system, try the new like hard shit out. They are hardcore gamers. They are hardcore. They like a good challenge. And I was like, yeah. And also cute glamour because everyone loves cute glamour. Everybody loves cute glamour. If you don't know who I'm talking about, it's Rinny on Twitch. She's a personal friend of mine, personal friend of the channel. Yeah, does all art. She's great. But yeah, and do stuff like that. Like, I want to see, because I loved the end of the era. I loved the era of Zodiac and that. But, I want to see what they can do next. They need to do something more original. As you said, like just bringing in old games and old references to games is kind of meh. Like, it's cool, yeah, but we want to see something original from 14. Not just, we're bringing in bosses and references, but with with a twist. We want to see something on its own. But yeah, that is also an issue. The fact that
I think it's also the issue of the fact that they've done it too much as well. Like, yes, at first it was okay. They did it a couple of times before, and that was fine. And as much as I love the Alliance raid being 11 based, I don't. It's just it just sucks the fact that it means that we're not getting an original Alliance.
Yeah, which we haven't had them for a little bit, because most of them have been, going back to old Final Fantasies or a collaboration. The collaboration was good. Can we get some more collaborations?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Like, Like, let's get a Dragon Quest dungeon or something, or some shit like that.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Get,
Especially if Dragon Quest is also done by Square.
Yeah.
So
that would be good. Or again, some more like original content would be great. Original stories and stuff like that would be great.
I thought for a second you were going to say Dragon Age.
Don't bring up. Don't. I will sit here and tell you how bad it's been. But I'm a diehard fan, and I stopped playing the game. I haven't even finished the new Dragon Age. Like, I'll eventually get around to it, but I've just been playing games.
I forgot to claim it for free, and I could get it for free. So, yeah.
That's how bad it is when they're trying to give it you for free and you still refuse it. But anyway, that is us done for this podcast. We have mixed feelings about the expansion. Obviously, we have mixed feelings about the game right now just because of how it's kind of turning out. Not in a bad way, but, well, I say you kind of in a bad way because we haven't heard anything from, about Fan Fest and stuff, so it's kind of worrying. But at least we are not on Twitter attacking people, so we're here just to talk about the game. So
we still love the game, even if we might see if it has flaws.
Even if we're not playing it.
Yeah.
If we're not playing it, we still love the game.
I'm excited to play more of it, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm going to try and play a lot more of it, but unfortunately, Baldur's Gate, the stuff like that's kind of taking it over for a little bit because I'm kind of just been enjoying that. And then Saturday, Sundays, I just raid, and I'm just like, I don't really know what to do. Maybe if I find another game to stream, like maybe a Final Fantasy game, we'll see.
Like Final Fantasy 9.
Maybe Final Fantasy 9, maybe Final Fantasy 10 too, maybe Final Fantasy 15. Oh. Who knows?
Man,
or even 16 because I still haven't finished 16. So I need to get to that. But yeah.
Anyway, thank you everyone that's listening right now. If you're listening to the podcast, please leave a like and a comment. If you're listening on YouTube, leave a like and a comment. If you're watching it on anything else like Spotify or us listening to Spotify, maybe leave a review. Anyway, Paul, thank you as always. I can't believe we're getting close to 10 years.
Chille, you really have done too much YouTube already. Please like and subscribe if you really enjoyed it. If not, well, it is what it is.
Look, talk about YouTube. I'm very close to 200 subscribers on my anime gaming channel.
I know. It's really
thank
good.
you everyone for the support. And Toon Rami says, good luck with the grind. So thank you, Toon Rami. I know you won't listen to this, but yay. So big shout out to Toon Rami. Dokkan channel I watch. Anyway,
yeah, I know who it is. Maybe people in the chat might not know who it is, but I know who it is.
Thank you, everyone. We'll be back in 2 weeks, hopefully with a guest. I'm going to start pestering more people. Spoilers, I've asked some people to be a guest on this week, but the issue is I asked a couple of people, and I don't want to keep asking people because I'm worried that if I ask people, and then I've asked 4 people, because nobody responded, and then eventually someone does respond, I feel bad then that, it's really annoying. Anyway, I'm going to try and get some more guests on. As much as I love Brian and all that lot, I do want to get more new guests on if possible, because I like chatting with new people. So I'm hoping to get some new guests on at some point, and some of old guests as well. I'd love to have Talon on at some point again. That would be nice. But Brian, Talon,
we need new people. John. Oh shit! Before we go, JJ Jammin'. We've had them on a couple of times. I got invited to this, but I don't know if I'll be able to make it just because it's I think it's at 11 a.m. and I'm out with my mum at that point. So, but they're having a JJ Jamming event, which is happening on Materia DC. Yep. It's an event with music theater and stuff disco night, which is really cool.
Disco morning for us.
Disco morning for us. But they're having a big really cool disco themed event. It's a 3-hour event. There's artists, giveaways, and all that stuff. They got singing performances and all that cool shit. But can you just go give them go give them a listen? They also do a podcast as well. We've actually been on it.
Yes.
But they are. It's called was it Prismatica?
Yes, Prismatica.
And it is very awesome. Lovely people, absolutely a joy to see and watch, and they're doing events. I got invited, and I was like, oh, I really want to join. I really want to go and have fun. But unfortunately, I will be out with my mum because my mum just came back from America and she wants to go take me for lunch on Saturday. So, but big shout out to them and all they do. So keep up with them. And I rep their Discord tag JJ Jamming because I just think they're cool. So yeah, just wanted to shout them out because they are really cool. Just Juice is the main guy, the main protagonist, absolute legend. Definitely from our brothers and sisters down under. So yeah, there we go. Go check them out. And check out anyone else. And if you know of anyone else that wants to be on a podcast or start up content creating, send them our way and we will get them started. Or, get them started and they can come on the show and talk about what they do. But until then, it is 25th. We are going to go to bed. Well, I might play some horse game.
Yeah, I'm probably going to play horse game as well.
Pretty fun. And do some more painting. So we'll see you all in 2 weeks where we probably talk a little bit about PvP or whoever comes on.
What about PvP? Yeah. Anyway, have a good bye, everyone.
Because the new patch will be out by then. Because our next episode will be on the 7th, and it comes out on the 5th. By the way, the patch comes out on the 5th of August. Remember that 5th of August.
We will not talk about story stuff though on the 7th. There will be no.
Now we will. We'll just piss you off. We will do it unless you all do your Series 8 PvP thing. If you don't do it and you get it done, we will spoil everything for you. So get it fucking done. Because that's when the series ends.
Anyway, bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.